Look at this little Boobay here. See this? You see this? This fella here? This is the exact result of people that do not know the history of the Bay Islands. Okay? If this man had known the history of the Bay Islands, he wouldn't talk like this, you know. Like if we come here. We never come to Honduras up to this very day. We're not in Honduras. We in the Caribbean Sea, water surrounded. We island. We're not Honduras. Honduras is down Central America. We are a territory that governed by Honduras, like Puerto Rico is a territory governed by United States. Puerto Rico is located way out in the Caribbean Sea, you know. We have our rights to have our own flag. We are a territory that governed by the next country. We have our culture, our own language, our own history. We was never a part of Honduras. When Honduras got their independence in the 1800s, 1860, something about there, the Bay Islands was not part of Honduras. We did not help Honduras fight for their independence. We never help Angel Impera. We never have Franco Morazan. We never have Mora. None of them. We did not help them fight for Honduras. Why? We was not a part of their country at that time. So, okay, now Honduras governing the island. But you want us to just give up who we is as Bay Islanders and just become what you guys is down there? Like if we don't love who we is, like if we don't love that we are Bay Islanders. I say Bay Islanders, I love my little culture, boy. We love we little culture, we love who we is. So why why they get mad when we celebrating who we is? We like get vexed with them when they doing the Angel Imperial celebration and all them anything there. We don't get vexed with them in their culture. This is our culture, this is who we is as Bay Islanders. So why you vexed with we for being who we is? We is we, bro. Anything else after we is we. But this is the result of why it is important for all the schools in the Bay Islands, all the schools down Honduras, to educate the youths on Bay Island history. And I'm not talking about that history part Honduras got it right about the Bay Islands, you know. I'm talking about the truth, facts, factual history. Y'all can go down Flowers Bay, down by the Methodist Church, and y'all can get some truth history, okay? I'm from Flowers Bay. Flowers Bay is the oldest community in the Bay Islands. Flowers Bay been there from late 1500, early 1600. In the 1600, Methodist Church down Flowers Bay used to teach Royal Reader School. You can go Flowers Bay and find this history, and this is facts. Most of the community in Flowers Bay, you can go, the people that will tell you, yeah, my great-grandparents, and they're from Flowers Bay, there, man. But the Flowers Bay got the oldest last name, the oldest traditional food, it's the oldest community. And it hold the oldest building, which is the Methodist Church. That wasn't a church. You ever notice that is the only church that how the front door facing west? Yeah, go on there, check it. That's the only church. The front door is facing west. You know why? Because that way part all the people that used to come up and go inside the church. You know what I mean? The east side was not a big population yet. The west side was about everybody was. And then from there, they scatter all over the island. You know? Check here. You know, I'll tell you a history that you all should know this. When tourism, right now, the Bay Islanders started tourism. You know, Islanders start tourism. The Julio Galina, them, Corbin, them, all them big man, them, in the 70s and 80s. And I can look this up. Honduras now want nothing to do nothing with we before that, you know. There's a history that Honduras had the opportunity for the Bay Islands when the British were relinquishing it to Honduras, and what Honduras said, they don't want nothing to do with the Bay Islands. They just obtained some property from the mosquito coast around there. They already got too much property. They can't deal with nothing else, and they don't want nothing to do with we. And nobody never governed we for like 8 years. You know who governed we? Jamaica. Look this up. This facts. Jamaica governed we for 8 years. And this was in the 1800s. You could look this up. This is facts. True history. Honduras never war we. The British never war we. We were there by ourselves. Guess what? Jamaica gave we up. Jamaica never war we either. We are by ourselves. We are by we fucking self. The Bay Islands by itself out in the water. When tourism start, we used to distribute seafood, coconut, vegetable. My father born 1929, David Brooks. Anybody who knows David Brooks? David Brooks was a big farmer. Everybody know David Brooks. He distribute vegetables and fruits to Honduras and boats and stuff in the Bay Islands and supermarket. And there's a lot of other farmers in Roatan used to do the same. All the older farmers them can tell you the history. The Bay Islands used to distribute fruit and bananas and stuff to Honduras and around the world and seafood. The Bay Islands used to do that. Now it's around Honduras to distribute to us. But before we used to distribute to them. This is facts. But I say that to say this. We Bay Islanders, everything that we have, we build it on our own. Honduras never help we build nothing. Tourism, Honduras never help build on tourism. The Islanders started that. And in 1990, when Callejas dead, correction on the part there I say Callejas, when Callejas dead. I mean when Mr. Albert Bennett passed. He was the longest reigning governor in the Bay Islands for like 40 years or something like that. He was from Flowers Bay, Albert Bennett. Mr. Albert Bennett. When he passed, Callejas them come Roatan in the 90s and take away the autonomy. When Mr. Albert Bennett was governor, Roatan had autonomy. The Bay Islands had autonomy. We used to govern ourselves at them time, you know. So correction on that, you know what I mean? I meant when Mr. Albert Bennett passed. Let's go. Then Honduras come over there and take away the autonomy from the governor in the Bay Islands. And then they start, you know, occupying us, trying to come in and work with us and boom bang and whatnot. But they never worry until they see the good that we create we self, you know what I mean? Bay Islanders did that. We created tourism, we created fishing industry, the farming industry. We created that, Bay Islanders. So now all the Hondurans them coming over to the Bay Islands. Oh, this is Honduras, this is Honduras. It wasn't. It never was, you know. When Honduras got the independence, the Bay Islands wasn't a part of Honduras then. We still wasn't a part of them. Even up in the 90s, they don't want nothing to do with we still till 1990 something. They start coming over here. I know, you know, I born in the 80s, you know, I grew up in the 90s. We don't see no Spanish people much like that in Roatan. You know, Honduras don't want nothing much to do with me. You know, when Honduras really take up Roatan more after Hurricane Mitch, 1998-99. That's when Honduras really start coming over there and, you know, occupying more things and whatnot. Anybody will know what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. It's facts, it's true. We live it. We was there, you know. But this guy here talking, he don't know the history. And if he had know the history, he wouldn't say what he's saying. But I talked to Jareen about this the other day, actually. I wish the mayors, Bay Island Development Organization, everybody need to come together and really like, sit down and create a couple of true history about the Bay Islands, enough to educate the population about the Bay Islands history and teach this in school, because even some of the Bay Islanders don't know the true history, you know. And it's not their fault, it's just that it's not being taught in school. It's no way to obtain it, you know. But this fella's just talking ignorance because he don't have no education about the Biala history, and if he had no, he would not say what he's saying, you know. But we is we, man. Anything else after we. Everybody want to be Islanders now. Roatan so sweet, Roatan nice. They want to be we. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's all good. We don't hear what he works for. You want to be we, man, but we is we. Boom. Anything else after is we. Pow. JT says so.